guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the day 9 of our computer vision series. The link of the playlist is in the description below, so make sure to check out the entire playlist. Today we're going to talk about contours in OpenCV, and we're also going to see how we can create a very simple object detector using a few OpenCV functions and a very few lines of code. So trust me, it's going to be a very interesting lecture, so stay tuned till the very end. But before we talk about contours, let's first see the image that we're going to deal with. So I specifically chose this image for two reasons. Reason number one, this sort of image in which the objects are kind of separated from the background and it does not even have much noise is very good for understanding about contours and for creating an object detector, because as you can see, the objects are clearly separate from the background. The background is completely white and the objects are completely black over here. The second reason was because it's my choice. That is why I chose this image to work with this. Okay, so let's talk about what contours are. Contours are basically like the boundaries of the isolated white regions. Now you must be thinking like the white region is the background over here and the objects are black, so why do I need a boundary for my backgrounds? Yeah, makes sense, right? So obviously we have to apply a few image processing techniques on this image so that it can be converted into an object detector. So by the definition of contours, one thing is clear: the objects whose boundary I want to find must be white. The birds, which are the objects, these must be white. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's first convert my birds from black to white. Okay, so I think I can achieve this by applying thresholding. But if you guys remember, thresholding only works on grayscale images. So first we need to convert our image from BGI to grayscale, because you know any image that you display using OpenCV, that is a BGI image, even though it looks black and white, but it's a BGI image. So we will convert a BGI image to a grayscale image using the OpenCV function, which is called as convert color, and we are going to call the OpenCV function and color BGR to RGB. No, not RGB, but gray. Okay, and then we're going to call it as gray image. There is no need to visualize it because it's gonna be the same as before, but I'll do it just for clarity. Okay, is it missing something? I don't think so. Oh, it's missing the image. Damn. Okay, so first we have to tell the name of the image that we want to convert, and then we have to tell the color space. Okay, so this was the original image and this is the grayscale image, and yes, these two are exactly the similar, but this was a BGR image and this is a grayscale image, and we needed a grayscale image for applying the threshold. So let's apply the threshold using the global threshold function that we have, and it is called as threshold. Okay, so first you have to pass the name of the image on which you want to apply the threshold. So we will apply the threshold on our grayscale image. Then you have to pass your threshold value. Since the half of 255 is 127, so I'm going to keep it as 127. And then I have to pass the upper maximum value, and then I have to pass the type of threshold I want to apply. So if you guys remember, when we talked about thresholding, I used the thresh binary, right? So, but right now I'm going to use thresh binary inverse. And let's recall, let's see why we're going to use inverse and why we're not going to use thresh binary. So when I use thresh binary over here, this means that all the pixel values that are less than 127 should be converted into a black pixel or a 0 pixel, right? And all the pixel values that are greater than 127 should be converted into 255 or a white pixel. But when I use thresh binary inverse, so I think you guys got an idea. Inverse means the opposite. So what this is going to do is all the pixel values that are less than 127 will be converted to 255 or the white pixel, and all the pixel values that are greater than 127, they will be converted into a black pixel or a 0 pixel. And this is exactly what we want to convert our white objects into, to convert our black objects into the white objects. So see, this is literally gonna be magic. Okay, so it's gonna return two things, red and thresh, and let's just comment this out because you know what a grayscale image looks like, and let's visualize it. I'm gonna call it as thresh. Okay, I hope everything is good. So now we're going to run it, and this was the original image, and this is the thresh image which we achieved after applying the threshold. And as you can see, now our objects are white, the background is black, and this is the perfect image on which we can uh, use our object detection, and on which we can use our contours as well, because the contours are the boundaries of the isolated white regions. So to tell the OpenCV that this is my object, I had to make my objects as white, and this is how I achieved the white objects, by first converting the image into a grayscale image and then applying the thresh binary inverse threshold on my image. Okay, now let's see how we can find the contours of our image. So for that, let's just see the documentation. So this is the documentation of the contours, and as you can see, this function, which is called as find contours, can help us find the contours or the boundaries of all the objects in our image. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to copy this line. Now as you can see, it returns three things to me. Like according to the documentation, it is returning three things, but it totally depends upon the version of OpenCV you are using. The version that I'm using will only return contours and hierarchy to me. So I'm just going to copy that here. The reason why I copied it, because I don't know this pairings of hierarchy. So I know that's embarrassing, but I'm using OpenCV2, so I'm going to make it as OpenCV2. So let's see how it's going to find the contours. So this function is going to find the contours, and it's going to store them in this variable contours. Now what is this object contours? So this contours is basically a Python list, and each element is a NumPy array. Each NumPy array has the coordinates of the boundaries or the contours of one single object. Okay, now that's too much information, right? Let's visualize it, or let's print it. Let's see what is inside this contours variable. Okay, so since this is a Python list, I can use a for loop to iterate over it. So I'm going to say for cont in CNT in contours, I will print the area of the contour. Okay, that is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use the OpenCV function, which is called as contour area, and inside it I will just pass the CNT, the current contour, and let's see if that works. Okay, so this is what I got. These are the areas that I got, right? Now, if you guys look closely, some of the areas are large, like 220, 203, 176. But some of the areas, even these are larger. But some of the areas is too small, even 0, 0 0.5, 2, 5. Now, why is that so? Why is that so? Now, even though we have converted our image from a BGR to grayscale to a binary image. Now this is a binary image, right? It has only two kinds of pixel, a 0 pixel or 255 pixels. Even though we have converted our image into a binary image, still there is some noise in this image as well. So the areas that you see that are very less, like 2, 3, 4, this is actually the area of the noise. This is actually the contour area of the noise, because when you said find contour, it found the noise as well. So if I want to create an object detector, I must ignore this noise, right? So let's do that. Let's try to ignore the noise. Okay, so I'm going to cross these two. Okay, so now let's see how we can ignore the noise. So we are going to say that if this area is greater than 150, okay, we are going to apply something to it. We are going to perform something with it. So that is why we are just going to say if it is greater than 150. So all the contour areas that are less than 150 will automatically be ignored. Okay, so now we are saying that if this contour area is greater than 150, we are going to draw it. Okay, we are going to draw this contour or the boundary on the image. Okay, so let's do that. We are going to use the OpenCV function, which is called as draw contours. First, we have to pass the name of the image on which we want to visualize it. So I'm going to visualize it on my original image, which is called as IMG. Okay, so then I have to tell the contour, obviously, which I want to visualize. So it is called as CNT. Then I have to pass the index, which is going to be -1. Don't go into the complications. -1 means that visualize all the boundaries. Okay, visualize all the contours that you have received. Okay, if I want to visualize just a specific contour, I will write the specific value, like third contour, fourth contour, and just like that. But since I want to visualize all of them, so I'm going to write -1 over here. Okay, So then I have to tell the color of my contours. So let's say I want red contours. Okay, so it's BGR. So I'm gonna get red contours, and then I have to tell the thickness. So just so that you guys can see it clearly, I'm gonna make it thicker, like 5. So it's totally up to you what you want to do. Okay, so since I'm already visualizing the original image, so I hope I see the contours as well. Okay, so now we have this thresh image, and this is the original image, and these are the contours. You know what, these are actually too thick. Let's just reduce the thickness and make it as 3. Okay, and let's do it as 100. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, looks much better. So this was the original image, and this is the thresh image. Now you have to keep this in mind. The contours were calculated on this image, okay, on this thresholded binary image, but I visualized the contours on my original image. Okay, so there is a difference. Now if you guys can see, it has clearly made a boundary around your objects. So just for clarity, I'm again going to change the value from 3 to maybe 1, so that it looks better. Oh yeah, so now it looks much better. So it has clearly formed a boundary around your objects, right? And how did it calculate that boundary? How did they calculate their contours? Using this image. Okay, so this is one good thing, right? Now we will see how we can create an object detector using it. Okay, so I'm just going to comment this out because I just showed this to you guys just to give you an idea how the contours look like when you visualize it. Okay, because now our main aim is to create an object detector, to create a bounding rectangle outside your birds, because now you know your contours, right? So you can do it now. All right, so to do that, we're going to use an OpenCV function which is called as bounding rectangle, and in this one you have to pass your contour. Okay, so this bounding rectangle will return 4 values to you. Okay, so it is going to return x, y, width, and height. And what are these? I'm gonna tell you. No worries, guys. So a contour is basically a boundary around your object. So when you apply the boundary rectangle on it, it returns you the coordinates of the rectangle. Okay, so the x and y are the coordinates of the top left corner of your rectangle. The width is the width of the rectangle, and the height is the height of the rectangle. Now that I have the coordinates of the rectangle, do you think I can draw the rectangle? Obviously, I can draw the rectangle, and we did this in our last class. CV2 dot rectangle. We can draw a rectangle using this OpenCV function. So let's draw the rectangle on our original image again. So I'm going to call it as IMG. Then I have to tell 2 positions, if you guys remember. The first should be the position or the coordinates of my upper left corner or the top left corner. So x and y were the coordinates of my top left corner, which I got from here, and then I have to write the coordinates of my bottom right corner over here, bottom right corner of the rectangle. So to calculate the bottom right corner, I am going to add the width in my x-axis and add the height in my y-axis. So now I have to tell the color of my rectangle. So let's see. Okay, I'm gonna keep it as red again. All right, and then I have to tell the thickness. So I'm gonna keep the thickness as 2 for now. I hope, yeah, 2 would be fine. Okay, now I hope this is all it. Let's run it. I got the perfect object detector with only a few lines of code. So it has formed a bounding box around my objects, and as you can see, since these two birds are overlapping, right? So it considered this as one isolated region, right? And it formed one bounding box around it. So this is, I think, amazing. If you ask me, this is amazing that you have created your own object detector just using a very few lines of code. I think the lines are less than 20 if I'm not wrong. So sometimes when you have to create an object detector like that, you don't have to go into the details and apply the YOLO and the algorithms on it. You can do it by simply using some simple image processing techniques. Like in our lecture today, we simply used a few image processing techniques, and we achieved an object detector. I'm not saying it works for all kinds of object detection, but this can be a good approach for creating an object detector for very simple images like this one that we had. Okay, so this was totally it for today. Tomorrow we are going to create our very first project of computer vision. So I hope this was clear, and make sure to stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye bye.